Welcome to Sneha Videos. This video is for 10th class and the chapter is real numbers. In this video we are going to learn exercise 4, irrational numbers. What are irrational numbers and what are the problems based on irrational numbers? So coming to the topic, what are irrational numbers? Irrational numbers are the numbers which are not written in the form of p by q. Children, already we discussed what are rational numbers. Okay, in our rational numbers video we discussed what are rational numbers. The rational numbers are the numbers which are in p by q form, and they include natural numbers, whole numbers and integers also. Okay, so this q should not be equal to 0. Okay, so here irrational numbers means the numbers which are not in the form of p by q. Not in the form of p by q means, see here we know that rational numbers are includes two type which are written in the decimal form. They are terminating decimals and non-terminating repeating decimals. So p by q form numbers, they can be written as terminating and non-terminating repeating. Okay, whereas non-terminating, non-repeating are the numbers which cannot be written in the p by q form. Okay, so these are the numbers. Non-terminating, non-repeating numbers are the numbers which are not in the p by q form, means they continues the digit after the decimal, the same digit will not continue, the different digits appears. Okay, so if there is no continuity of same digit after decimal, then such numbers are called as irrational numbers. Clear? So we can also state the irrational numbers as root of non-perfect square numbers. So what is this root of non-perfect square numbers? We know what are perfect square numbers. Perfect square numbers means, suppose I am taking the example as root 25. Under root 25 you will get 5. When you do the prime factoration, from two same numbers we should take one number. Okay, so under root 25 is 5. Suppose I took under root 5. It is a non-perfect square number because this 5 will have only 5 as its prime factor, no other number. So this is a non-perfect square number. Okay, so children, here one thing you should remember, that you you may be confused that root of non-perfect square numbers are prime numbers only, but it is wrong, because if I take under root 8, this 8 is not a prime number. Even though it is not a prime number, but it is a non-perfect square number, because if you do the prime factoration for 8, 8, 2 fours 8 and 2 twos 4, 2 ones 2, right? So under root of 2 into 2 into 2, right? So from these twos you can take 1 2 out of the root, and from this is only 1 2 here, there is no 2 with this one, so you should write under root 2. Okay, so as there is root here, it is a non-perfect square number. Okay, so even though 8 is an even number, it is not a prime number, but it is a non-perfect square number. Okay, so I can give the examples as root 3, root 5, root 8, root 15, root 17, anything you can give. Okay, all these under root non-perfect square numbers comes under irrational numbers. So this is very very important, because in this exercise you are supposed to ask, prove that these numbers are as irrational numbers. Okay, so irrational numbers are the numbers which are not written in the p by q form, as well as they are the numbers which includes root of non-perfect square numbers. Okay, for the clear explanation of irrational numbers, what is non-terminating, terminating and all this, I will provide a link in the description. Please follow that link. Okay, let us go to the next slide. So children, this exercise is very important. Okay, from this exercise you will get 4-mark problem. Okay, a 4-mark problem compulsory, you will get a 4-mark problem. Okay, so here I want to tell that first we'll go through the example problems, then we'll go with the exercise problems. Okay, so the same whatever there in the exercise problem, the same related question, first we'll go with the example one. If you be perfect with this example, then when you can easily solve the exercise problem. Clear? So before starting the problem here, I'll tell you what are the coprime numbers. What is meant by a coprime number. Okay, so some of you may not know about this one. So see here, coprime numbers, as we already know that prime numbers means the numbers which are having only two factors, that is 1 and itself. If a number is having only two factors, then that numbers are called as prime numbers. Okay, then what is meant by this coprime numbers? Co means if you compare a pair, if you are comparing a pair, then then the meaning is we can tell that they are co. Okay, we will mention with the word co here. Okay, so co prime, suppose I'll take an example 3 and 4. Okay, here you can see here it is not a prime number, as 4 is not a prime number, even though these two are co-prime numbers. How means 3 is having the factors 1 and 3 and 4 is having the factors 1, 2 and 4. Okay, so when you are telling about co-prime numbers, you should have only one as a common factor between these numbers. Okay, for this pair, for this 3 and 4, for this pair we should have only one as a common factor. If one is only the common factor, then such type of numbers are called as co-prime numbers. Okay, you can take two prime numbers also. Suppose I am taking 3 and 5. Okay, here the factors are 1 and 3 and here the factors are 1 and 5. Since the only common factor is 1, these two numbers, this pair is called as co-prime numbers. Okay, there is no rule just to take only the prime numbers. You can take the prime number as well as a composite number also, 5 and 8. This is not a prime number, but these, when you take like a pair, then this is a co-prime number. Okay, 1, 5 as factors and here 1, 2 and 4 are the factors. Okay, since 1 is the only common factor between these factors of these two numbers, if you have only one as a common factor, then such type of number, such pair is called as co-prime numbers. Means here final thing you should know that only one should be there as a common factor. Okay, so here your question will be like this. Let us take an example one. Show that root 2 is an irrational number. Okay, by the statement we know that root 2 is an irrational number. Okay, but here he is asking why it is irrational number, we should prove. Okay, so if you see here properly, this is a non-perfect square number. Under root of, this is non-perfect square number. So root of non-perfect square numbers are irrational numbers. Okay, so the procedure here what you should follow means, he asks you to prove that it is an irrational number, but in the problem we'll take it as a rational number. Okay, when you take it as a rational number, we'll take it as a rational number and we'll tell that it is not satisfying our assumption, then it is an irrational number. Means here we'll take like a contrary. Okay, contrary means we'll take one assumption first and we'll tell that it is not satisfying, then it will be an irrational number. Okay, we'll take one assumption, then we'll tell that this assumption is false, so it will be an irrational number. So let us continue with the problem. So first step, we should take it as a rational number. Okay, so let us assume that root 2 is a rational number. Okay, we know that rational numbers means p by q form numbers. Okay, here I mentioned that p and q are co-primes. Just now we discussed what are co-primes. Co-primes means the two integers or two numbers which have only one as a common factor. When you compare the factors, there should be only one as common between them. Okay, so here we are taking that these two are co-primes, but in our problem we'll tell that there is one more factor which is common between p and q. Okay, simple children, Now we told that P and Q both are having only 1 as a common factor. Okay, but while going into the problem, we'll tell that there is another factor which is common between P and Q. If there is another factor in common between P and Q, then they are not coprimes. Then this P and Q are not coprimes, right? When they are not coprimes, then our assumption is false and it is an irrational number. Clear? So here I put this P here only and I send this Q here. Okay? Why? Because we should show that there is one more factor as common. There is one more number is present which is common between P and Q. Okay, means we'll tell it as simple. Here we should know if the question is root 2, you should tell 2 is a common factor. Okay, if the question is root 5, you should tell that 5 is a common factor. Okay, this is how we'll prove in this problem. So first we want here the common factor as 2. So first we should know it as, we should get this as 2 means we should send this Q here, and to get 2 here instead of root 2 we should do squaring on both sides because we want 2, but here root 2 is there. How this root will be cancelled? When you do squaring on both sides. So while doing squaring on both sides, P will become P square, and I gave square for both of them. Now when this one is the square is for both of them root 2 Q whole square, you should give square for P to root 2 as well as to Q. Okay, so I gave the root for both of them. Now root and square will be cancelled for this one, so it will be 2Q square. Okay, 2Q square. Okay, now we told that both P and Q should have one more common factor. Okay, means first we'll prove that Q is having 2 is dividing this one and 2 is dividing Q also, 2 is dividing P also. Okay, so simple. Here Q square I'll put here only. I send this 2 here. It will become P square by 2. Okay, now if you see here P square, but here we took P only. Here Q square we have, but here we took Q only. We took only P and Q as common co-primes. Okay, so we should prove for P and Q only, not for P square and Q square. Then how we'll prove? Simple. See here children, let me take one example. Let me take P equal to some 2. Okay, then what about P square? P square will be 2 square. 2 square means you'll get 4. Okay, 4. Okay, finished. Now I'll put that one in this one. Okay, Q square equal to, you got P square here in the equation we have P square by 2, right? So what is P square by 2? 4 by 2. 4 by 2 means 2 is, this 2 divides this Q square, right? Because we'll get this one 2 as a quotient. Okay, means this 2 divides this Q square. Sorry, 2 divides P square. P square. 4 no? 2 divides P square. 2 divides P square. It is divisible, right? 2 divides P square. Now we'll check with P. 2 divides, when you take P by 2, P also it is divisible. This 2 divides this 2 also, no? Right? So P 2 divides P square, then 2 divides P also. Means if a square of a number is divisible by 2, then that number is divisible by 2 also. Without square also that number is divisible by 2. Okay, so see here 2 divides P square. So 2 divides P also. Okay, means I'll take here one example. P, if I take 4 here, 2 divides this P. 2 is dividing this P, right? If I take square of that P, then this 2 divides this P square also. Okay, why I am mentioning this statement here means we want only P and Q. We want about P and Q only. But here we have for P square. Okay, here we have for P square. So we should write from this P square, we should write a statement for P also. Okay, when 2 is dividing the P square, 2 divides P also. Okay, the same statement you should take for Q square. Simple. Here we got here Q square equal to P square by 2, no? We got here Q square equal to P square. in the for q square and q here we should get q square by 2. Okay, for that we'll go to the next slide. So in the previous step we got q square equal to p square by 2, right? P square by 2 means 2 is dividing p square as well as it divides p also. Okay, what is the meaning of this step? 2 divides p also means for p you have one more factor which is 2. Okay, apart from 1 we told that p and q are co-primes, means 1 is a factor for p as well as when 2 is dividing p means 2 is also a factor, right? When it is factor then only it can be divided. Okay, so here we got p is having a factor 2. Okay, now we should prove that q is also having a factor 2. Okay, we finish the work with p is having 2 as a factor. Okay, we finish the work with this one. Now we should show this one also, means q is also having a factor 2. Okay, then we can say that these two are common, one more common factor, but we took that they are co-prime numbers, then our assumption will be false, right? Okay, so for that one we can write p equal to 2c. Instead of p you should substitute 2c. Okay, simple. We got the step q square equal to p square by 2, right? Previous step we got q square equal to p square by 2. Now instead of this p we should substitute 2c. Okay, because we should get for q square also, right? For q also we should get, so for that one I am substituting p equal to 2c. One thing you should remember, if the question is given root 5 you should take here 5c. If the question is given root 3 you should take 3c. Okay, simple. You be perfect with this root 2. Wherever 2 is there you just put the question number. If root 5 you just put 5. If it is root 3 you should put 3. Then only it will be divisible by 3. No, if I take 3c then only it will be divisible by 3. If I take 5c then only it will be divisible by 5. Okay, so for some integer c, here I am taking c as some integer, means it is 2 into some many integer. Okay, so p equal to 2c I'll substitute in equation 1, previous equation. So q square equal to 2c whole square by 2, because we got the equation p square by 2. No, instead of p I substituted 2c whole square. Okay, 2c whole square means I should give square for both 2 and c. Okay, so you will get 4c square by 2. Okay, here if you cancel this 2 1s 2 2s you will get q square equal to 2c square. Okay, in the previous step about p we wrote q square equal to p square by 2. Okay, we wrote p square by 2, then only we told that 2 divides p square, 2 divides p also. Now we should write q square by 2, because we should say that 2 divides q square and 2 divides q also. For that you write c square here only and send this 2 here. Okay, so c square will be q square by 2. Same step you follow. Here 2 is dividing the q square, so 2 divides q also. Okay, I took here one example. Here I took q as 8. So this 2 is divisible for this 8 as well as this 2 is divisible for this 8 square. Okay, so I can say that 2 is a factor for q also. In the previous slide we got p is having a factor 2. Now we told that q is also having a factor 2. It is dividing means it is having a factor 2. Okay, so now we got 2 as a common factor. But if 2 as a common factor means that they are not common factor co-prime numbers, because if only 1 is there as a common factor then only they are co-prime numbers. But we got here 2 also as a common factor, then they are not as co-prime numbers. Okay, so from 1 and 2 equations I can tell p and q are having 2 as a common factor, but this contradicts our assumption that p and q are co-prime numbers. We took that they are co-prime numbers, but we got 2 as a common factor. Apart from 1, if any other common factor is there, then they are not co-prime numbers. Then our assumption is false, right? So this contradicts our assumption, means it is saying our assumption is false. Okay, so we can tell that root 2 is an irrational number. Okay, simple children. First take, I'll tell in shortcut. First take whatever question he gave, root 2 whatever it is, take it as a rational number, p by q. Then you take these two as co-prime numbers. If these two are co-prime numbers, means they are having only one as a common factor. But in the problem we'll tell that there is one more common factor between this for this both 2 p and q. So if there is one more common factor, then our assumption is false, means they are not co-primes. When they are not co-primes, then they are not rational numbers. Okay, so then it is an irrational number. Okay, if you are perfect with this root 2, then it is very easy to solve any problem. If it is root 5, whether it is root 7, whatever it is, root 8, whatever it is, same process, simple. Instead of 2 here, wherever we put 2 here, we should put the question number. Okay, let us go to the exercise problem now. Here I didn't give all examples together, all exercise problems together. I gave example problem related to exercise problem, continuation of one example problem and one exercise problem related to that one. Okay, so let us go to the next question, our exercise problem. So here is your exercise problem. Prove that root 5 is an irrational number. Okay, simple. Just follow the example problem. This is your exercise problem. I gave the question number even. Example 4, sorry, exercise 4, first problem, first bit, fourth question. Okay, root 5. Okay, wherever we put 2, there you put root 5. That's it. Okay, same steps. No need to confuse. Okay, our first step is we are taking that it as a rational number. Okay, rational number is nothing but p by q. Here we took p and q are co-prime numbers. Same step is there in root 2 also, right? Okay, so here I send this q here, same step. Okay, you'll get squaring on both sides. After squaring on both sides, you'll get q square equal to p square by 5. Okay, there we got by 2, here we got by 5. Okay, so now we can say that if 5 divides p square, then 5 divides p also. 5 divides p square, then 5 divides p also. This one I took with an example. P square by 5. Here 5 is dividing this p square. So here 5 will divide p also. Okay. So the same step you got, right? Same steps as for root 2. Okay. Let us go to the continuation of this problem in the next slide. We finished that. We told that 5 is a factor for p. Now we should prove that, we should say that 5 is also a factor for q, right? So for that we'll go to the next slide. So here is your next step, p equal to 2c. For root 2, we took p equal to 2c because it should be divisible, means you should take the respective number. If the question is root 2, I should take root here 2, right? If it is root 5, I should take 5c. Okay, so substitute this one in the previous equation. You'll get 5c square by 5. Okay, as 5 square is 25 and c square is c square. Okay, so now we want for q you should get, right? So 5 ones 5 5. Okay, so now send this c square here only, put c square here only and send this 5 there. Okay, this is your next equation. Now we got 5, as 5 divides q square, 5 divides q also. Okay, I'll take one example here. Here 5 is dividing this q as well as it is divisible for this q square. Okay, means these p and q are having 5 as a common factor. Same steps, no need to confuse here. Be perfect with root 2 or be perfect with root 5. Then you can do any problem, any irrational number. Okay, so 5 as a common factor. But if one more factor is there as common, then they are not co-prime numbers. Means whatever assumption we took, that is false. Contradicts our assumption means whatever assumption we took, that one is false. So if it is false, then it is an irrational number. Okay, so if I gave root 7, then it is also easy to prove that, right? Where here you should put 7c. Okay, here you'll get q square by 7. There you'll get p square by 7. Same steps you should write. 7 divides q square, 7 divides q also. since P and Q have 7 as a common factor, the assumption is wrong, so it is an irrational number. Clear, children? So this is one type of problem for 4 mark. Now I'll give one more problem. First we'll go through the example, then we'll go with the exercise problem. So here is your example. Show that 3 root 2 is an irrational number. 3 root 2. Till now we discussed only root 5, root 2. Okay. Now I'll tell 3 root 2. Okay. This is only a 2 mark problem. Very, very easy. Okay. Here also we'll take 3 root 2 as a rational number. Okay. Let us take this as a rational number. Okay. Where P and Q are co-prime. Same steps you should write. Okay. Now here what we'll do means, we'll send this 3 here. Okay, while we'll send this 3 here means we want only this root 2 here. Okay, because we already proved that root 2 is an irrational number. Okay, in the previous problem, from the previous problem we got root 2 is an irrational number. Okay, here we can write that as root 2 is an irrational number, this will be also like that. Okay, so for that one I'll put this root 2 as it is and I'll send this 3 here. As 3 is multiplying here, when it is sent out of opposite side of the equal to sign, then it gets divided. Okay, so now if you see properly, this is a rational number. As P by Q is a rational number and 3 is also a rational number. 3 is also a rational number, right? As these 3 are rational numbers, then this should be also a rational number, because I am taking A equal to B. Suppose example I am taking A equal to B. Okay. Suppose I am telling that B is 5. B is 5 means as B is equating to A, it is also 5. A is also 5. Right. If B is 5, then A should be also 5, because I took here the sign equal to. Okay. Here I am saying that these 3 are rational numbers. Okay. P is rational number, this is an integer, this is an integer, this is an integer, means this is a rational number. As it is a rational number, it should be also a rational number. Okay, but we told that root 2 is an irrational number from the previous problem. As root 2 is an irrational number, this contradicts our assumption, because we took it is a rational number. Okay, here I told that this is a rational number. As this is rational number, if it is a rational number, then root 2 should be also a rational number. Okay, but this contradicts our the fact that root 2 is an irrational. Okay, this is telling that it is false assumption, because we took it is a false. We told it should be also rational, but it is not a rational, it is an irrational number. So 3 root 2 is also an irrational number. Means a number multiplied with an irrational number is an irrational number. Root 2 is an irrational number, as well as if you multiply a number with this irrational number, then that complete number is also an irrational number. Okay, it is a 2 mark problem. Don't confuse here. Simple. First take it as a rational number. Same steps, P and Q are co-primes. Put root 2 here. Whatever number is there with root, you should put it one side and the other things in the other side. Okay, you should tell that this is an integer, this is an integer, this is an integer. Integers are all rational numbers, so this complete thing is a rational number. Now if it is a rational number, root 2 should be also a rational number, but we know that root 2 is an irrational, so 3 root 2 is also an irrational number. Okay, this is an example problem. Now we will solve the exercise problem. So this is your exercise problem. 1 by root 2, whatever 3 root 2 or 1 by root 2, if a number is multiplied with irrational number, or if a number is divided with irrational number, it is an irrational number only. Okay, same steps you follow. There we have 3 root 2, I send this 3 there. Okay, now I'll send this root 2 only here. Okay, let us take it as a rational. They are co-prime numbers P and Q. Okay, here I'll send this root 2 here, means root 2 into, do cross multiplication, root 2 into P equal to Q into 1, means Q. Okay, now I'll put root 2 here only I'll send this p there, q by p. You can do in this way, or else 1 by root 2 means I'll write reciprocal of this one. To get root 2, I'll write reciprocal means I'll write root 2 here, this will be reciprocal. So q by p. Simple. Do the reciprocal of this one, it will be root 2. Do the reciprocal of this one, it will be q by p. Reverse, inverse. Okay. So now we can say that q and p are integers. As they are integers, this is a rational number. As it is rational, this should be also a rational number. But this contradicts our assumption. So it is an irrational number. So these two are integers means it is a rational number, because integers are the group of rational numbers. Okay. As this q by p is completely a rational number, this root 2 should be also rational, because it is equating here. Okay. It is equating means whatever value is there here, the same value should be here. Then only we will tell that it is equal to, right? Okay. This root 2 should be also a rational number. But we know that root 2 is an irrational number. So it is an, the whatever question is there 1 by root 2, then it is also an irrational number. Okay. So let us go to the next problem. So till now we discussed if a number multiplied with a irrational number is an irrational. Even if you take, if it is divided also, it is an irrational number. Now we'll take the problems like if a number subtracted from this irrational number, when subtracted from a rational number, then also it is an irrational number. Even though if this irrational number when added to a rational number, then also it is an irrational number. Okay. Now we'll prove these type of problems. Okay. Let us go with the example problem first, then we'll go with an exercise problem. Okay. So show that this is an example one. Show that 5 minus root 3 is an irrational number. Okay. So here an irrational number is subtracted from a rational number. This is a rational number, right? Because it is a natural number. Natural number is also a rational number. Okay. Simple thing. In the previous problem, we just, when it is multiplying, we send it as division. Okay. When it is dividing, we send it as multiplication. Okay. Here, when it is subtracting, you send it as an addition. When subtraction goes to opposite side of the equal to, it gets added. When addition goes there, it will become subtracted. Okay. That's it. Let us take it as a rational number. So rational number is nothing but p by q. So same thing, p and q are co-prime numbers. Here I want this irrational as in positive sign, okay. So because I should write root 3 equal to something, okay, we should get root 3 equal to something. Okay, we can say, then only we can say that this is, as it is rational, this will be also rational, but it is false statement, then it will be an irrational, right? Means to get this root 3 one side, it should be in positive. Okay, to make it as positive, root whatever is there, to make it as positive, here it is negative, that to make it as positive you should send to the other side. Okay, so minus when goes there, it becomes plus sign. Okay, so now we got root 3 as positive. Our aim should be the irrational number should be in positive. Okay, we finished with that one. Okay, I'll put this here only. Now I'll send this p by q there. Here p by q is adding to this one. When it is sent there, it will be subtracted. Okay, 5 minus p by q. Now take the LCM. The LCM will be q. Okay, so here it is 1. So 1 multiplied with q, then only will get q. So 5q minus p. 5q minus p by q. Take the LCM. Now you can say that this is integer, this is integer, this is an integer, this is an integer. As these all integers, they are all group of rational numbers. But if it is rational, then it should be also rational. But this is a false statement. Okay. So as these all integers, then it should be a rational number. If it is a rational number, root 3 should be also rational number. But this contradicts that root 3 is an irrational. So it is an irrational number. Same steps, please don't confuse. Whenever it is add in subtraction symbol, minus symbol, you make it as positive sign. When it is minus plus symbol, you put, if it is plus symbol, suppose the question is given like this, 5 plus root 3. Okay, when the question is 5 plus root 3, it is equal to p by q. We'll take it as a rational number, right? Anyhow here root 3 is in plus symbol, so don't disturb this one. Send this 5 only there. So you'll get root 3 equal to p by q minus 5. Okay, now take LCM. We'll get p minus 5q by q. Okay, only thing you should put this irrational number in positive. Okay, so let us go to the exercise problem. So here is your exercise problem. Third one, first bit. Prove that 6 plus root 2 is an irrational number. Here I took plus symbol. See, when plus symbol, put this here only and send the q there. Okay. Let us assume this as a rational. So p by q, where p and q are co-primes. So this is already in plus symbol. So put it here only. Send this q there. When q is sent there, it is adding here with plus sign. So it will become minus sign. Okay. Now take the LCM. Root 2 equal to p minus 6q by q. Now we can say these three are integers. When these three are integers, this will be a rational. So it should be also rational. Same steps. If you are perfect with one problem, the related problem is also with the same steps only. Okay. So it is also a rational number, but this contradicts the fact that it is an irrational. So we can write this, whatever question is there, that one as irrational number. Okay. So let us go to the next type. So here is your next problem from exercise only. 3 plus 2 root 5. Till now we discussed 3 plus root 5 like this. Okay. Now we'll take with the multiplication a number multiplied with an irrational number also. Means 2 root 5. Same procedure, don't confuse. First we'll send the 3 there, then we'll send this 2 there. Okay. So let us take it as a rational number. So take it as p by q form. Okay. Now first before sending this 2, we should send this 3, right? Okay. So when 3 is sent there, it will become minus symbol. Okay. Now you take LCM here. First you take the LCM here. You will get p minus 3q by q. Now it is totally, the denominator is for total thing. Now you can send this p here. Okay. Don't send this p directly here. Okay. Because if you send also, again you should take 2q as LCM. Okay. Now send this 2 here. It is multiplying. When it goes there, it becomes division. Okay. Simple. Now these three are integers. So this will be a rational. It will be also a rational number. This contradicts the fact that root 5 is an irrational number. It is an irrational number. So you should be perfect with such type of statements. These statements are very important, and this statement is also important. Whatever question is there, that one you should take as rational number. Clear, children? As these three are integers, this complete thing is a rational number. If it is rational, this will be also rational, but this contradicts the fact that root 5 is an irrational number. So whatever question you have, that one you should write and tell that it is an irrational number. Okay. So let us go to the next type. So here is a next problem. Show that root 2 minus root 7 is an irrational number. So these problems are very, very important. These are compulsory 4-mark problems. Okay. So just now we discussed 3 minus root 5 or 6 plus root 5, whatever it is. Here the root is only for one number. Here this is not having root. Okay, then we didn't do anything. We just wrote the statements and finished. It is a 2 marks problem. Now, when you have root for both, then you should do compulsory squaring on both sides method. One thing you should remember, if there is root for only one irrational number, for one thing, then no need to do squaring. Okay, no need to do squaring here. But if there is root for both, then you should do squaring on both sides. Most of them will be confused here only. If there is only one root in the question, then no need to do squaring. Okay, simply you can solve it. But if there is root for both the things, you should do squaring on both sides. This is how we will prove this. So same steps, take it as a rational number where p and q are integers. Okay, here I send whatever is there with the negative symbol, send it to the other side. Okay, send it to the other side. Why I am sending it to the other side and why I am telling squaring on both sides? Why? Because your last answer should be in one root, whether it may be root 2 equal to or it may be root 7 equal to. Okay, means if there must be only one root, then you should do squaring on both sides. Then only the other thing will be like a normal one and this will be in a root. Okay, this will be in rational form and this will be in irrational form. Okay, clear? So here no, it is not compulsory to send only the minus symbol. You can send this root 2 also here, but it will be easy when you send the minus symbol there. Okay, you may be having one doubt that if the question is given with both plus like root 2 plus root 7, here you can send anything there. As both are having plus symbol, you can send anything there. Okay, such type of problem is also there. Okay, we'll go through this later. Now we send this minus root here, then it became plus root. Now here is we should do squaring on both sides, right? Do squaring for both of them. Okay, now if you observe carefully here, we have whole square. Okay, so I'll put whole square. Okay, this is a different variable and this is also different one, so I'll write this one as a and this one as b. Okay, in between you have plus, so I'll put plus. If you observe carefully, it is in the formula a plus b whole square. Okay, now write this one in a plus b whole square method. Okay, so simple children, if you are perfect with this one problem, you can do even if it is minus plus whatever it is. Okay, so your a plus b whole square method will be like this. Okay, because your a is here p by q. What is a here? This is your a, right? This is your b equal to root 7. Okay, now substitute this a equal to p by q and b equal to root 7 in this formula. A square means p by q square. Finished. Plus 2, here 2. A means p by q. Next b means root 7 plus, okay, plus b square means root 7 whole square. Root 7 whole square. Okay, here for this both square and root cancels and it will be 2 here. Okay, now give square for both of them. So 2 will be 2 only, p will get 1 square and q will be also getting square. 2 root 7 p by q. 2 root 7 p by q, as they are multiplying, I can write 2 root 7 p by q, plus here also root and root cancel, plus 7. Okay, this is the very important step. From this step, if it is correct till here, then only you can go with the next steps in correct way. Okay, so here if you observe carefully, in the complete equation you have only one root. Here your root is cancelled, here also the root is cancelled, here there is no root, here also there is no root. Here you will have only one root. Okay, we should bring till here in a correct way. There should be only one root in this equation. Okay, now whatever term is having root, this should be separated, because we want to write in the form of root 7 equal to or root 2 equal to, right? To make this, you should have whatever in the root form, that should be left side of the equal to sign. Okay, so here this is having root, so I'll put this one here and the complete thing I'll write in one side. Okay, so don't make mistake here. It is already in plus symbol. Already the root thing, whatever root thing is there, that should be in plus symbol, right? Here the root thing is already in plus symbol, so don't disturb this one. Don't disturb this one. This one you write this side only, but send this all the things there. Okay, so your next step will be like this. Here I wrote this one as it is because it is having in plus symbol. I wrote this one here only. I send this other things there. Okay, 2 will be here only. This p square by q square in plus, when goes it becomes minus. This 7 is in plus, it becomes as minus symbol. When it is in plus, don't disturb, put it in like that only. If it is in minus, suppose here I have minus 2 root 7 p by q. If it is in minus, send this one here and the other thing there. Okay, this will discuss in the next problem. Okay, you should be perfect till here. First thing, root 2 minus root 7 you should take as rational, where p and q are integers. Here send whatever is in minus symbol, send it as a plus symbol. Now do squaring on both sides, because we should have only an irrational number on the left side of the equal to sign, and right side all the rational numbers should be there. Okay, so we'll do squaring on both sides. It is in a plus b whole square formula, so substitute in a plus b whole square formula. Okay, now in the complete equation you'll have only one root. Whatever is there in whatever is having a root form, you should see whether it is in plus symbol or minus symbol. Okay, if it is in plus symbol, don't disturb, put it there only, and the other things you send to the other side. Okay, so let us go to the next step of this problem. So the next step is like this. Okay, the same step I wrote here because I changed the slide here. So now what you should do means, this one I'll write here, this one I'll write here. When you are writing like this, suppose I am writing a equal to b, I can also write b equal to a, right? There will be no change of symbol here. Here I'm just interchanging the places. Okay, in place of a I am writing b here, in place of b I am writing here. I just interchange the places. When you are interchanging the places, then there is no changing of symbol happens. Don't confuse here. Okay, so I wrote this one left side, I wrote this one right side. I didn't send anything here and I didn't send anything here. If I send minus 7 here, it becomes plus 7. I'm not sending here, I'm just interchanging the places, so there will be no changing of symbols. This plus 2 root 7 will be like this only. Okay, this 2 will be 2 plus 2 only, minus 7 will be minus 7 only, minus 2 q square p square by q square will be like that only. Okay, now we can solve this one, right? 2 minus 7 means we'll get minus 5. So step by step we'll solve here. 2 root 7 p by q equal to 2 minus 7 is minus 5. Okay, this one I'll write as it is. Now what will be the next step? Here we want only root 7 equal to. Okay, our aim is to take till root 7 equal to. Here root 7 is there. Okay, apart from root 7 we have p by q and we have 2. Okay, before sending this p by q and 2 there, first we'll take LCM here. First you take LCM here, then you send this p by q, then you send this 2, then only root 7 will be remaining on the left side. Okay, so take the LCM first. I took the LCM, whatever there here, give it to this one, because here no denominator is there. If no denominator is there means it is 1. When it is 1, then the same thing will be given to this one. Okay, so minus 5q square minus p square by q square. Okay, we took the LCM, finished. Now send this 2 here. Okay, or you can send p by q there. Okay, but here one thing you should remember, here 2 is multiplying, so it goes as division. Okay, then what about this p by q? P by q is also multiplying, but when a fraction is multiplying with this one, when it goes to the other side, it becomes reciprocal, means it becomes q by p, because division, if it is went as division here, by you should write, right? When it is by means it will become reciprocal when you take into symbol. Okay, simple. In here this one becomes reciprocal. Here I took minus as common, both are having minus symbol, so I took minus as common. Next I send this 2 here first. Instead of sending p by q, I send 2 here. Okay, 2q square. Simple, 2 is multiplying here, it goes as division. Now I'll send p by q there, it will become q by p into q by p. Now you can cancel this q here and q here, because here multiplying here. there is multiplication symbol. If there is multiplication symbol, you can cancel the numerator and denominator. If there is plus symbol, you should do LCM, or minus symbol, you should do LCM. Okay, so here into symbol is there, then you can cancel the numerator and denominator if same things are there. Clear? So here don't confuse with these steps. Whatever root is there, that one should be on the left side and the entire thing will be in the right side. Okay, so if there is any simplification, do that simplification. Here take LCM, then if they both minus symbols, take minus as common, then first only our root 7 should be there on the left side. So apart from that, whatever are there, send to the right side. So one by one we'll send. First we send 2 here, then send p by q. It will become q by p. Whatever question it is, the same steps will be there. First taking LCM, next sending 2 there, next sending p by q there. There will be 2 only for every problem because you have 2ab form. A plus b whole square or a minus b whole square will have in between 2ab. Okay, so you'll be having 2 only here every time. So first send 2 there, next p by q, it becomes q by p. Okay, let us go to the next slide for the continuation of this problem. So this is your next step. Okay, same step I wrote here. You can cancel here q and q here, 1q 1q. So you'll get minus, this one will be as it is, and this q is cancelled, right? So there will be no q in the numerator. Here 1q is remaining, so 2q into p is 2pq. For every problem you'll get 2pq only in the denominator. Please don't be confused with this one. Okay, for every problem whatever the question is, you'll get in the denominator 2pq only. Okay, because 2ab term is common and this q by p is common. Okay, so 2pq will be common. Okay, now we got this root 7 and there is no further simplification. We cannot simplify it further because we cannot divide it, right? Now we can say that this is integer and this 5 p q 2 everything is an integer, right? 2 5 p q are integers, right? As all these are integers, this is a rational number, so it should be a rational number. Same steps like previous problem. Okay, as all these are integers, this will be a rational number. So as it is a rational number, this should be also rational, but we know that root 7 is an irrational number, so whatever question is there, that will be an irrational number. Okay, simple. First take it as equal to p by q, send whatever minus symbol is there, root 2 minus root 7, suppose I took same question. Here whatever minus symbol is there, send it the other side and do squaring on both sides. Whatever 2ab term, for only 2ab term you will have root form. Okay, put it one side. If it is minus symbol, send it to the left side, send the other things to the right side. Put it in plus symbol, next send 1 by 1, send 2 and next send p by q. Okay, so let us go to the next problem of the same type. So here is your next question. Prove that root 3 plus root 5 is an irrational number. Okay, this is your exercise problem. Here it is in plus. Okay, children, I'll tell you one trick here. Here when the question is in minus, root 2 minus root 7. Okay, here when the question is in plus, same question I'll take but with different symbol. Okay, anything, instead of telling this one, I'm taking like this. Okay, here minus means you will send this here, right, to the other side, equal to p by q. Here also it is equal to p by q. Okay, so when you send this there, it will become plus. Plus means you'll get a plus b whole square. Okay, if it is plus here, when you send there, it will become minus, means it will become in a minus b whole square form. Okay, here you'll get plus 2ab, here you'll get minus 2ab. Okay, here there is no need to send this one to the other side. Here you should send this to the other side. In this only you will have the root form. Only in the 2ab form only you will have root. Okay, so here it is in plus, so don't send this there. The other things you send here. Okay, here it is in minus, you should send it to other side because it is in minus, but we want the root one in plus. So for root 1 in plus means we should send it to the other side. Okay, if the question is in minus, you'll get plus, no need to send. If the question is in plus, you'll get minus, so send. Opposite, minus means plus, no need to send. Plus means minus, you should send. Okay, so let us go to the problem. Same steps. It is a rational number, so take it as p by q form. Now I can send anything, both are in plus only, right? So I can send root 3 or root 5 to the other side. Okay, so I send root 5 there. Now I should do squaring on both sides, because at the end I should have only one root, whether it may be root 5 or whether it may be root 3. Okay, here at the end I should have only one root, then I should do squaring on both sides. Do squaring on both sides. It is in a minus b whole square form, right? Write in the a minus b whole square form. Okay, a is p by q here, and a is p by q, and b is your root 5, and b square is your root 5 square. Okay, now here square for both of them. 3 will be 3 only. Here square will be given for both, and 2 root 5 p by q, and here root and square cancels, you'll get 5 only. Okay, now if you observe carefully, our question is in plus. Here we got minus 2ab. I told you when it is in plus, it will be in minus, then you should send this one here. Okay, this, if you be perfect with this step, if you remember this trick, it will be easy. No need to confuse, no mistake will be done. Okay, if the question is in plus, here you'll get minus, so you should send this one here. Most of them will do the mistake here only. That's why I'm repeating again and again. Okay, so here it is in minus, but we want the root thing here, only the root thing is here, right? Here, to make this root 1 in plus, I should send this one here. Okay, if I send this one here, then this 3 will go here, right? Step by step we'll do. This one I sent here, minus 3 became plus. When I sent it here, I'll send this 3 also here. This plus 3 will become minus 3. Simple. This one you shift here, it will become plus. This one 3, when it goes there, it will become minus. Okay, so let us go to the next slide for the next step. So this is your next step. 5 minus 3 is there in the previous step. So 5 minus 3 is plus 2, because 5 is having plus symbol. So plus 5 minus 3 is plus 2. Okay, now here what you should do, we should send this p by q and 2. Only root 5 should be there on the left side, right? We are having these two extra. To send this 2 and p by q, first we should take LCM here. Okay, take LCM, you will get the LCM q square. So there is no denominator for this 2, so you give this q square there, simple way. Okay, now send this 2 first, then p by q next. Okay, same like previous problem. I am sending 2 first, 2 is multiplying here, so it will be divided here. Okay, so now p by q is there, here multiplying, when it goes there, here it will be dividing. So instead of division symbol, I can put into and I can write reciprocal. Okay, so I can write like this. Now only root 5 is there on the left side. Now q and q gets cancelled. Same step. I told you already, here always you'll get 2pq only, because in between you have 2ab term. Okay, so 2pq only you'll get. So root 5 equal to p square plus 2q square by 2pq. Okay, now there is no further step, simple. As this is rational, same steps. You should be perfect with that steps, children. So this is your next step. As these three are integers, this is a rational number. As this is rational number, your root 5 should be also rational, but this contradicts our assumption, then it is an irrational number. Whatever question is there, that is an irrational number. Understood? So these steps you should be perfect. As the right side are integers, they are rational. As the right side is rational, left side should be also rational, but this contradicts the fact. This is very important step. It is an irrational, so the complete question is an irrational number. So whatever question, even if it is minus plus, you should be perfect in doing the problem. Okay, learn only one thing. It will be easy for any type. If you give minus plus whatever, it is same steps. Okay, one thing you should remember, if there is no root for both, if there is root for only one thing, then don't do squaring. Don't do squaring. If the root is for both of them, do squaring. Okay, if the root is for both of them, do squaring, because here both are roots means in the question you have two irrational numbers, both are in square means we cannot write one thing like root 3 equal to root 5 equal to. We can write only one thing, we cannot write both the things at a time, right? For to remove the other root, we are doing squaring here. Here already the root is for only one thing. Okay, already if the root is for only one thing, then there is no need of doing the squaring. Clear, children? So let us go to the next problem. So before going to the next problem, I want to clarify you again. If there is root for both of them, you should do squaring on both sides. Okay, if there is root for both of them, you should do squaring on both sides, and you should check the symbol in between them. Plus is there means you'll get in between minus 2ab form. Here minus means you'll get plus 2ab form. Okay, so here no need of sending this one other side, but here you should send it to the other side. Same steps, other than this other steps are same. First you should take LCM, next you should send 2, next you should send p by q, it will be in q by p form. Okay, if there is no root, suppose 3 minus root 5 like this, then no need of doing the squaring, just directly write root 5 equal to, you'll get 3 equal to p by q plus root 5. Already root is in minus, so we'll write it in plus form, so we should send it this one here. So send this here, take LCM, then you can say right side is rational, so left side will be also rational, but this contradicts our assumption, so the given question is an irrational number. Okay, so your next question will be like this: prove that root p plus root q is an irrational number where p and q are primes. Okay, he only said that p and q are primes. P and q are primes means only both of them will have one as a common factor. If one as a common factor means you'll have p and q are co-prime numbers. Okay, when you are taking co-prime numbers, we already discussed in our root 2 irrational number, when you took root 2 equal to p by q, where p and q are co-prime numbers, we proved that this is an irrational number, right? Already we proved that root 2 is an irrational number here, so root p will be also an irrational number because we took these as primes. Root q is also an irrational number, then the addition of these two irrational numbers will be an irrational numbers, which will be like this: root 2 plus root 3. This is also an irrational number, because in our 4 marks problem we discussed this, because squaring on both sides everything, at last we proved that it is an irrational number. Okay, the conclusion of all these questions will be in this problem. Okay, so p and q are primes, so they have no factors other than 1, so I can write root p and root q as irrational number. Separately they are irrational number, then the summation of the two irrational numbers will be an irrational number. Okay, this point you should remember, because he may ask in choice, choose the correct answers. Okay, in your part B, root p plus root q, these two are irrational numbers, the summation of the two irrational numbers will be an irrational number. So I can write directly, therefore root p plus root q is an irrational number. So I am telling again and again, this exercise is very very important. From this exercise you will get 4 marks question compulsory. Okay, so you'll get 4 marks question from this exercise, and you'll get from the second exercise, this one squaring 3p or 3p plus 1, this type of problem is there, no? Show that square of any positive integer is of the form 3p or 3p plus 1, or cube of any positive integer is of the form 9m or 9m plus 1. Some type of problems are there, no? So from this he may give one question, and from this exercise he may give one question, or from your next exercise logarithms he may give one question. Okay, your 4 marks will be from this model squaring or cubing formula, and from this model root p plus root q, root 2 plus root 3, like this, or from logarithms. So be perfect with this type of problem so that you can easily score 4 marks question. You can easily write the 4 marks question from this real numbers chapter. Okay, so if you understand this video, please take down the notes. Please share my video and subscribe my channel. Thank you.